I think if I hear you call me Becky one more time, six-pack, I'm gonna pop your tops. All six of them.
Bud and Doyle are trapped in the biodome.
Please let me out, Mommy.
Just because we're stuck in a bubble doesn't mean it can't cause any trouble.
On January 12th,
What do you boys want?
To die and come back as a leotard?
Pauly Shore and Stephen Baldwin are putting the mental back in environmental.
They're the rarest lepidoptera in the world.
Biodome, rated PG-13. Starts Friday, January 12th.
You know, I actually, believe it or not, had to sit here and think about this movie for a good second. More like a minute, because first off, thanks once again to Johnny for supporting me on my Patreon. This is another request he had. If anyone wants to support me on Patreon, the link is down below. Or if you want to send in you send in requests or such there. Or if you want to send it in to my PayPal, it could be a review for a movie or pretty much anything else. Or a commentary, a movie topic, commentary, whatever. You send it to my PayPal, the link down below to that. I appreciate it. If not, I understand. Of course, you already know the name of this movie, Biodome. I don't hate Pauly Shore. That might surprise people or be like, what? I've never hated Pauly Shore. I don't know him as a human being. But back in the day, I grew up with Pauly Shore movies. So you want to say it's nostalgia, whatever. I sincerely enjoy Encino Man. Never reviewed it. Actually want to watch it again someday. But I liked Encino Man. Sean Astin's in it. Brendan Fraser. I really enjoy Son-in-Law, which will be the next review because that's another one Johnny requested. I still love the Son-in-Law. I watched it again after this one and still enjoy it, still laughed, sincerely. My favorite Pauly Shore film is In the Army Now, to be honest. We're the Water Boys. I even referenced it, I mean, if you go to my BitChute, I have my Dolph Lundgren, because it got a copyright claim on YouTube, so I moved to the BitChute. I did this video where I did the Dolph Lundgren Maximum Potential workout video, and I referenced In the Army Now, and there was one person who got it, because I'm doing the pushes like all the way up and down, right? And that one person got that, which if you're watching, man, congratulations on that. I'm like, he got it. So, yeah, I sincerely love In the Army Now. Pauly Shore's dead. Interesting concept. A lot of cameos. I don't know. Just, it didn't work successfully for me. Maybe it just needed better writing, director, I don't know. Jury Duty, I'd probably still say that's his worst of the ones I've seen. Never liked Jury Duty. He's done a couple other films. I haven't seen them, like past, years later after his career of movies. Because people don't even know about Pauly Shore. Pauly Shore was a thing for a little bit. He was successful in MTV. He was the son of this lady who ran the Comedy Store, very successful store that many comedians went in and out. Pauly Shore was, the son of the owner, so he hung out with everybody, whether it be Sam Kinison or Richard Pryor or all of these guys. He had a little show. He had a little thing on MTV where he's a personality called The Weasel. I'm the Weasel. How's it going, buddy? That caught on, so he got cast in movies, supporting role in Encino Man, which was successful, surprise hit. And then they put out Son-in-Law, which was a surprise hit. So then he had a picture deal. One of them was in the army now, didn't do well, even though, again, that's my favorite of his. Then this film, I think this film was the start of the end of his career. I really do. And the thing is, there are moments in here I like. There are. Stephen Baldwin, who plays his buddy, I would say honestly this is the best role Stephen Baldwin has played, that does say a lot about his career. But yeah, the best role he's played is this character. I could see this movie in someone's mind going, we're going to make another Dumb and Dumber, but it's going to be a bit more annoying and not as funny. But there are moments I like. The idea of the film is interesting. And one time I heard a rumor this was going to be a Bill and Ted 3. I have to think that's bullshit because I don't know how the fuck that would work, but I guess that's the fun with rumors. Even if they're bullshit, they could be interesting. But I'm like, no. The idea of these scientists making a biodome because they want to study the effects of environmentalism, and these two stoner guys, they lock themselves in, and just because we locked in the bubble doesn't mean we can't cause any trouble. And of course they do. You have some good songs in the soundtrack. Faith No More's We Care a Lot, who I remember that song is the main theme to Dirty Jobs with Mike Rowe, which is one of my favorite shows. It was on the Discovery Channel. Love Dirty Jobs with Mike Rowe. And the main theme song to that song's in here. The Faith No More, We Care a Lot. There's also a fun bit with the safety dance. Some interesting casting. I forget the actor's name, but he was the bad guy in The Last Boy Scout, where he's like, I want to hear you scream. And then Bruce Willis goes, play rap music. I think Taylor Negron, sadly he's passed away. I believe that's how you pronounce it. He has a bit supporting role here. Joy Lauren Adams has a bit role as one of the girlfriends. I think Pauly Shore's girlfriend. I remember from the film Chasing Amy and Mallrats with Kevin Smith. Jack Black. Hell, Tenacious D, they make an appearance. I think this is before they were officially Tenacious D, but I'm like, holy shit, there's Jack Black. There's a scene where they're singing on a campus. William Atherton is the bad guy. Now, I don't know if this is true, but, well, actually, I guess it's true. It was on the commentary for Mallrats, where he mentioned how William Atherton, Kevin Smith wanted him for the Michael Rooker role in Mallrats, and Kevin Smith on the commentary for Mallrats said William Atherton said no and then went on to do Biodome. Sorry, I think Mallrats is a lot funnier, better movie than Biodome. But this movie tried to kill me. More I think about it, this would make for a fun Beavis and Butthead movie. Like if you did a sequel to Beavis and Butthead. Wish how Beavis and Butthead Do America came out the same year as this. And those are about two dummies, and that was funnier, more enjoyable, more entertaining Beavis and Butthead Do America. But if you made a sequel to that movie with this setup, Like Beavis and Butthead stuck in this biodome. I think that could be interesting. Because then maybe you have good writers like Mike Judge. This John Bloom guy who directed this, I don't know what the hell he's done since. Nothing I've ever heard of. Overnight Delivery with Paul Rudd. Irving with James Belushi. Never heard of the fucking films. And the writers, Tip Koenig and Scott Marcano. Tip Koenig. Don't know anything he's done. He's a supervising producer and consultant producer for dozens of episodes of Grey's Anatomy. Well, he's now a writer, so maybe he learned his lesson. I don't know. I know I'm like 10 minutes in. I haven't gotten to what the big deal is with this movie. Or for people who don't know what the fuck I'm talking about with this movie. There's a biodome project in Arizona. Bud and Doyle, Pauly Shore and Stephen Baldwin are two complete utter idiots. And they think they're going to meet their girlfriends. They gotta stop for a piss. They think biodome is a mall. They get in. And they get trapped in there. And once the doors are sealed, it can't open for another year, so they're trapped there for a year. And there are moments I don't mind. There's certain dialogue moments I don't mind. Like when they hear the term biodome and they go, you think it goes both ways? I don't know, but we do. Or when they're trying to hit on this woman, are you tired? Because you've been running through my mind all day. Did it hurt? What? When you fell from heaven? Or when they're trying to sing, Iron Man does whatever an iron can. And William Adler just, that's Spider-Man, not Iron Man. What are you, some kind of rocket scientist? Yes, I am. Oh. So there are moments that can work, but then mixed around all those moments is literally scenes of them just farting, sniffing, I guess guessing what they had for dinner. Or they're eating and Stephen Baldwin for some reason takes Pauly Shore's toenails and bites the corn off of the toenails. And it's mixed in with a couple moments that when like they hear that their girls are going out with these guys on the swim team and they say a line like, our girls have been seduced by breaststrokers. You know how many diseases are in pools, especially after we've been in them. So again, there are moments that could work. Pauly Shore, I like Pauly Shore, but here he seemed like in Son-in-Law, in the army now, there were moments where he was like turned down. It's kind of like a radio. I think he can work at the right frequency. But here it's like dialed all the way up. And I was a bit annoyed at times with Pauly Shore in this movie, which I did not feel in Encino Man, in the army now, Son-in-Law. But in this, he got on my nerves at times. And Stephen Baldwin kind of, I thought, was the better actor being stupid than Pauly Shore was in this movie. I don't know, like, they needed to hold back Pauly Shore at times. And there's one moment that's really creepy where, they got girlfriends, but they're trying to hit on these two girls. So I'm like, okay, you guys are pieces of shit. You have two girls that love you and you love them supposedly, but then you're trying to deal with these two girls and then you molest them. You seriously come this close to raping these two girls because they're sleeping and I think they sleep naked. But even then, like, Pauly Shore goes in and is like touching the girl and ready to put his hand down her panties. Stephen Baldwin's like touching the other girl. So they scream, And then the two guys run out of the rooms like, ha 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 ha. Like, yeah, rape is funny. Rape is so hilarious. Holy shit, balls of fire. Rape is so funny. You scum-sucking, fucking, cock-sucking pieces of fucking dog shitting, eating, dicking fuck faces. Yeah. I'm like, they're almost they're molesting these women, they're laughing about it. I'm not a tutti frutti fucking SJW whatever the fuck, but even I'm like, that's fucking, what the fuck? Like, just a lot of there's a lot of moments like that that's just like, what the fuck? The nitrous oxide. There's a bit where Pauly shows on nitrous oxide, and then Stephen Baldwin throws something. Oh, look at me, I'm a duck-billed platypus. I'm like, Jesus Christ, ease down, Ripley. You're grinding metal. Ease down. But again, there are moments where I do chuckle. Like, wait a minute, we're stuck here 12 months. Yes. 52 weeks. Yes. 385 days. Yes. Or, you know, that made me chuckle. The delivery of that. And Pauly Shore delivered that. Or later on when Taylor Negron, who's like delivering pizza, and he's talking to the two guys after they gotten out. By the way, our two characters get out of the biodome because for some reason, I know it's a stupid comedy, but this is fucking beyond lazy. There's just a fucking key there. There's literally just a fucking key to open up the door, and I'm like, I know this is a stupid comedy, but even I'm like, a key. What the fuck? So they get out, they meet Taylor Negron, and I like this bit of dialogue where, how do you get a job? Fucking President Clinton. You had sex with President Clinton? In a weird way, the stuff I like the most here is the stuff I like the most in Dumb and Dumber, is how they play with dialogue to show how stupid they are. Like, when I watch Dumb and Dumber, I don't give a fuck about Jeff Daniels shitting in a toilet for 5 minutes. But the play off of words and showing how dumb they are of that way, I chuckle at. And here, Dumb and Dumber though, comparing the two, I thought, let me put it this way, this is more in the tone of Dumb and Dumber 2 than Dumb and Dumber 1. Although I would still put this over Dumb and Dumber 2, sad to say, because I get more sports out of this than Dumb and Dumber 2. Dumb and Dumber 2 had one moment I chuckled at. Here, though, there were a couple moments I didn't mind. And I'm going to call this like a mild rant, because I'm not raging against the machine. But there's a lot of bad stuff in this. I mean, the fucking fart scenes, the ending where William Atherton is now crazy with a full-on beard and eats a bird in 10.5 seconds, and then has all these fucking bombs around, and then they get the bombs, and then they save the day, and the whole system is fine with 10 seconds to spare, and I go, isn't your, how do I put it, why does it matter if it's 100%? Isn't your research still fucked up because of everything that happened? Like, what does it matter if this is 100%? It's not like 99% and we're dead. No? Don't they establish that? So, I don't know. I'm thinking too much on it. So, at the end of the day, I don't hate this film with a passion. I don't think this is one of the worst comedies of all time. I would put that with Going Overboard and Jack and Jill with Adam Sandler, or fucking Movie 43, Inappropriate Comedy, The Tad I Have with fucking Michael Myers, which I think that review's gone because of some of the YouTube's bullshit. I think that Kappa thing as well is reason why. But anyway, this... it's not one of the worst comedies of all time. I mean, go try to watch Copper Mountain with Jim Carrey, which is a film he did before he was famous, which is pretty much a big infomercial for a ski lodge. You go watch that. There are moments that can work. There are moments that I think are chuckle-worthy. Stephen Baldwin, for what he's supposed to be, he gives his best performance. I mean, it was cool to see, wow, there's Jack Black in a little cameo. There's, Taylor Negron. May he rest in peace. William Atherton's the bad guy. Some of the songs are fun. But it's hampered down by a lot of shitty jokes. I try to do the gross out jokes with Stephen Baldwin, like I said, biting the fucking toenails and some of this fucking fart shit and some of the other stuff. Pauly Shore, again, as a fan of Pauly Shore, even he was getting on my nerves in this movie. Like, come on, man, should have toned it down a couple fucking notches. That's just me. But yeah, Biodome, it's not a good movie. I don't think it's that good of a comedy. There were moments of chuckle-worthiness that brought it up to not the worst thing ever made. But again, I'm not raging. But mild rant, however I'm going to word this. I can't say I liked the movie that much. The next movie I review, Son-in-Law, I do like that film. This one, not tremendous, but I know this does have a fan base. And years ago, they were talking of a sequel. I don't think anymore, but I don't think the world needs a Biodome 2. But again, I know this has a fan base. Again, there's some chuckle-worthy moments. It's just, there's a lot of cracks in it. Think of a wall, there's a lot of cracks in it, some leaks in it. If you just patch some of that stuff up, I think you'd have a better movie, better comedy. But again, that's just me. Thanks for watching, take care, and we will see you in the next video. Later.